Really interesting, that pixeled out image? Well, it might be Stage Builder in Ultimate. Block content. What's happening, my Blocked buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Blocked Content. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. Well, we've talked a lot about Smash Brothers, and everybody is extremely excited about what the future of this game brings, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and people are just going on a rampage about the new characters that are supposed to be announced for this fighter pack. Now, we know, of course, about Joker from Persona 5. There's been so many other characters rumored, and there's really tight evidence for a couple of characters. I mean, just think about the Dragon Quest type of characters, right? That is almost a shoo-in at this point, and there are even more tiny hints that can be found through leaks that have actually been proven right in the past, but we're not here to talk about specific characters today. Today, we're going to talk about a game mode that I've wanted to talk about with you guys for the longest time, and that's my favorite game mode that actually appeared in Super Smash Bros. Brawl and then in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. But it never returned for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which I thought was really weird. Now, I think that there is crazy, weird evidence for this mode to appear. Now, we know since that Nintendo Direct, there has been a tiny tease that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate 3.0 might bring something new. We already know that it's going to bring Joker, and we already know that it's going to bring a new stage with Joker, so it'll bring a new stage, some music, and Joker as a fighter. It will also bring some balancing stuff to the characters in the game, but it seemed that they were teasing a little bit more. Now, hear me out. They showed off this picture with the Nintendo Switch, and it was undocked, and it was having some sort of pixelated image. And this pixelated image has a lot of information in it. If you don't believe me, I mean, just look at the image and tell me that you don't really see something very important in there. Now, to me, it immediately strikes me as sort of a new kind of menu. It almost looks like the training menu. I believe that they are including a stage builder mode in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with the 3.0 update. I think they know that we want a little bit more content with our Smash, we want a little bit more single player content or crafting content, and that, you know, Super Mario Maker 2 is coming out, so we might need to get building with Super Smash Bros. As well. Now, why I believe that, and this is going to go into crazy pixel talk, so hear me out over here. This question mark is kind of obscuring a lot of the image, but what we can see in the middle is very simple structure that was built. So it could be like a blocky structure, kind of like how you were supposed to place the blocks in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and that looks almost like a Final Destination kind of structure that someone just built floating in the sky. We can see the skybox, we can kind of see the colors of, you know, the gradient, maybe a big C in the background, and a big C isn't necessarily in the normal Battlefield background. So a lot of people thought that this was Battlefield. I don't see any specific other, you know, floating areas in the sky or anything like that. I think that this is a generic kind of skybox background for one of these stage builder templates. So I can definitely see the platform underneath there, which is sort of a Final Destination type thing. And then at the top of that question mark, so at the top of everything, there is sort of a dark kind of box or a dark kind of menu. I believe that this could be a top menu. I believe that this is something very important to that game mode because I think we're viewing an editor kind of mode, and the editor is very similar to the one in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. Now, I say that because there are these big yellow blocks on the left and on the bottom right side, and these could of course be, you know, test out your stage or the specific block that you've selected at that point. So to me, those things all kind of compile together to say, hey, this is going to be a new mode, and this is why we're obscuring it. I mean, what else could you be obscuring? Would it be the Persona 5 stage? Because that would be something you don't want to show. No, because this doesn't look at all like that Memoriam stage at all. I think that this is very similar to something like Battlefield or like the simple background that we already had in Brawl for, you know, outside levels, and that we already had in Smash Brothers for Wii U and outside levels, so it looks very similar to that. They are not obscuring a character here. They're not obscuring a simple mode that we already know or a simple stage that we already know. I feel like they do this on purpose, and that if they are going to include something new with that 3.0 update, then it feels very likely that it would be a game mode, something very big to get people back into Smash again. Because I'm going to be honest, okay? I really love the idea of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I love the characters in the game. But after I played World of Light, which took me 2 days, 2 big sittings to complete, I just wasn't really playing Smash all that much. I thought that I would be playing this game for years to come. And there's a part of me that thinks that I kind of still will be playing this game for years to come. However, there is also this big part of me that says, well, it just doesn't grip me all that much. And I believe the reason it doesn't grip me all that much is because of the lack of good single-player content. Now, there's a whole lot of single-player content in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but it all kind of centers around, do you want to fight CPU characters? And, well, some days I kind of don't. I really love the update that now you can fight the Spirit Board battles with a friend. I mean, that's a crazy, incredible addition to Smash Brothers that I feel makes the game a lot more enjoyable to play. Play with friends. It was kind of like the 2-player classic mode in that sense. So that's really awesome, and I like that addition a lot. I think that they can go even further with adding new game modes that change up the pace of gameplay. So, yes, a lot of people want the home run contest, and no, I don't feel like the home run contest is shown in this image. It is a little bit too dark for the home run contest. I feel like we're not seeing that home run contest stage in this screenshot. It could make sense because there are 2 buttons, and one of the buttons would probably be start and one would be quit. So in that sense, it could kind of work. But I feel like if you hint at that kind of a mode, that's not big enough to warrant something like that. If they are adding a new game mode, they are going to add something big. And a stage builder thing is going to keep people playing this game for years to come, and that necessarily all the audience that they kind of lost due to, Ken and Incineroar kind of being the last revealed characters, and that leaving a bad taste in a couple of people's mouths, or people not really being all that interested in Piranha Plant, even though he is awesome, or Joker from Persona 5 not really jiving with a lot of the Nintendo gamers that don't know the character. There have been a couple of tiny missteps that I feel they really want to correct with their core audience. And, what better than just create your own levels, create your own entire place. Because back in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, I think that everybody kind of used that stage builder to create something really unique, even though there weren't all that many options in that game. It was still, you had these blocks, you had these things, and everybody kind of messed with it, added their own music. And just think about the music selection in this game. Just think about the possibilities with all these great characters, and that if we're even going to have some more options than Brawl had, because it's a weird thing that Smash Brothers for Wii U had less options than the game that came before it on an inferior console, right? So I think that Ultimate really has to do an Ultimate version of the stage builder, and in that sense, I feel like they definitely have had the development time. Maybe the stage builder was actually planned for the game, and maybe they just didn't get to finish it on time. I mean, that could definitely be the case, and what better way to kind of hold it back a little bit for something like an update down the line. So we could potentially be seeing new gameplay content coming with every update, with every fighter, because yeah, we know that we had Piranha Plant, but that wasn't the first DLC fighter. No, the very first DLC fighter for this fighter pack is Joker from Persona 5, which comes with this new game mode, maybe. So it's going to be really interesting to see if we're going to get new characters with every, DLC, with every 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, you name it, update, which will come with a new game mode. So could we potentially be seeing the return of, a break the targets kind of mode? Could we even be seeing, board the platforms, or a sort of revamped version of that race to the finish, even though we kind of still had that kind of version in the game with those, floating balls and stuff like that. So I'm really curious to see what Nintendo will end up adding to Super Smash Bros. I hope that it's going to be a stage builder. All the evidence kind of points to a stage builder in terms of this blurred screenshot. So I really want to know from you guys, do you see something in those pixels? Do you see a stage builder, because that's all I can see if I look at it. So I really want to know from you guys, so let me know in the comments down below. Maybe you'll be featured in our next video. And of course, remember guys, if you aren't a member of the Blocked Content family yet, there's only one thing that you got to do, and that's, yeah, you guys know it already. Subscribe to Blocked Content, hit the subscribe button. All the news and fun you care about will be delivered daily to you. We do live streams, we do snake codec animations, and we do a whole lot more fun stuff. So we'll see you guys around the corner where there's always more Blocked Content. See ya.